Have I told you guys my World War II joke?
Nope.
Okay, so I actually learned this from Giannone, Darian. So there's an Italian officer and 2 German soldiers who are kidnapped by the Russians in World War II. Or not kidnapped, captured, whatever. And so they take them to Russia's worst interrogator, the cruelest, meanest, coldest-hearted, cruel, and they're being interrogated and they're in the cell. And I take one of the Germans back and he comes back a couple hours later with like missing fingernails, he's beat to fuck. And they're like, "Oh my god, did you talk?" And he's like, "Yeah, I did, sorry." And they take the other German back and he comes back the next day and he's like covered in water, like he can still barely breathe. And they're like, "Did you talk?" And he's like, "Yeah, I did, I'm sorry." And they take the Italian officer back and he doesn't come back. Like he's gone for like 2 weeks. And eventually they throw in like a almost dead body and they only recognize it's the Italian officer because it's a uniform. That's how fucked up he is. And they're like, "Oh my god, did you talk?" And he raises his hand, shaking, and he says, "No, because they wouldn't untie my hands." And Davide never thought that joke was that funny. But he would literally do that in the car. I love that joke. He would road rage and do the thing where you put your fingers together. He would do it in the car.
Bibbidi bobbidi. Speaking of things that aren't that funny, oh my god, I forgot the joke. No.
You? Is it you that's not that funny?
Oh.
No, I'm hilarious.
That's true, yeah. That's true.
I am both funny and depressing. It's really where the best niche humor is.
Same. Yeah.
It's a mood. I've been listening to Black Veil Brides all day for this.
Fuck yeah, dude. I have all their CDs.
Are you okay?
I used to listen to them in high school. I haven't listened to them in a while.
Uh-huh. Sure.
And I gave all my Chemical Romance CDs to a youth pastor I used to hang out with, and he moved away. He moved away though.
You know who else was a young
so I need to
boy
get him.
going on a journey? Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
You know who else was scared of teenagers? King Herodotus.
Yeah.
You know what Jesus said to the devil after those 40 days and nights? Nah, 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 nah.
I know about that. Oh, I get it. Nah, nah.
And, you know, Jesus didn't take that vampire money.
Yeah, Judas did, though.
Oh, yes. They were sermons all MCR based.
Fuck yeah, dude. You're trying to relate to the teens. So you talk about mid-2000s popular...
What are the teens into these days?
You find some old...
I try to ask myself that every day.
Yeah.
You know, God gave Mary a backseat serenade.
It's
Boo! You're fired.
Who was it? Like, you know...
You don't
know what they do to guys like us in prison. Said that, like, I think it was Paul or all the other fuckers that got arrested.
All I gotta say is, Christianity really was ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, 3 Jews being put into an oven, ahead of its time.
Fuck!
Sure, why did you hear that?
I'm sorry.
Matthew, would you care to repeat that for Mr. Bullfrog over here?
Oh God, you're really calling him that? That poor guy.
No, that's what Bailey calls him. That's what I'm calling him at the moment.
I'm just happy I wasn't the only one who did it. I don't want to just be the only one cyberbullying him. No, I'm not repeating that. I'm never repeating that. That was terrible.
He'll hear it in the recording when I...
Yeah.
I'm like 3 episodes behind. I'm just like...
Bailey, I don't even listen to the recordings.
That's okay. That's okay.
Wait.
I should. I don't have time. I don't listen to lots of things.
See, I drive too much. I got it. I gotta listen to something or else I need to listen myself.
I'm on the road all the time, so I listen to it.
Listen, it's either I listen to the recordings or Joe Rogan. So at this point, it's the recordings. So...
Back on the monkeys.
Before we go on that conversation again, last game, y'all went to the first session of the Grand Council meeting, and Pale, unfortunately, was disowned, and then they decided to call it there because they're all clerics and they all get how horrible that is. And so you guys took a break and went to bed. So you're back in the embassy, and Henry and Wade and all the Thunder Scrummy guards and Donald Venom have all hidden back in their room, barring the doors and shit, just because they're worried. But what do you guys do that night?
Sneak over to Pale's room, and I
just
knock
pop
on
up
the
in
door.
Pale's room.
So you're all in Pell's room? Or you're at the door at least?
Yeah.
No filter. I just popped right in. I'll open the door. Leo.
Oh, yeah. Hi. Hey, guys.
So, how you doing?
You know, I was sitting here thinking about what I should be doing tonight. Because there's no point in me praying tonight. There's no reason. There's just,
Well, you got 3 other guys around you can play to.
But I just, right now, Folium and Jade, that's just out of my power right now. I did everything I could. I tried, and it's just, there's no point anymore. I'm free of it.
But how do you feel?
I failed an insight check on myself.
I'm here.
Yeah, you feel.
I would like to do an insight check on Pale.
I don't think he even knows how he feels.
Yup.
But sometimes you got friends and family who kind of know what you're thinking before you do.
Is Leo Pale's friend?
I'd like to think so. At the very least, travel companion.
Those just torrid lovers.
We don't need to worry about you, do we?
Well, I mean, at this point, all I feel is a small bit of regret. Not a lot, just a little.
What do you regret?
I mean, I was there, in their camp. He was right in front of me, and I should have just taken his deal. He wouldn't have turned his back on me.
Well, you know what they say. Not too late, never too late.
I mean, I've tried to reach out, but I haven't really gotten anything. I wonder if I'm just totally cut off from that plane. Maybe I should just...
Well,
Maybe I should
as
just
a warlock, I do have a god that I can chat up if you wanted me to see what he can find out.
No, I don't want a god who has to cure the blessings that he gives later. You probably still need ointments for that.
I did not mess around with any angel strippers. That was you.
Wait a minute.
You got bark burn. I guess I'm just a free agent now. Maybe I'll just... I don't know. I just don't feel anything. I feel nothing. Just emptiness. It's there. There's nothing here or around me. Here, watch. And I'm just gonna try and cast something in just a little spurt of nothing. It's like, it's amazing. I'm surprised my hair's even still going. It's absolute nothing. It's...
Oh, right. Your power...
Did you just try to cast yourself?
Yeah, this must have been what it felt like for Quentin when Gilbert didn't love him back.
Or Steven when he was light cleansed.
Oof. Yeah. Well,
Or me when we fought that tree ant.
yeah. I guess I can tell you guys now, because, by the way, these arrows, I was gonna kill Ash with them later. I guess I don't have to do that now. Yeah, let's just keep going, and I will pretend like everything's fine, and I'm not, now godless, broken, and alone. Maybe I'll just go worship Ilmater. Maybe I'll just go worship Ilmater just to piss off the Boy King. I mean, bondage god and all that. Who knows?
Well, but maybe tonight you just need some sleep.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get to sleep unless someone knocks me out. So I'm just gonna. Do you have any books or anything I could read?
I can knock you out.
That would work perfectly.
Does anyone have any bones?
What?
It's a simple. It's a simple question.
I do.
believe that I
have
do.
teeth.
I have a whole bunch of bones in my body.
Are teeth bones?
I have a dragon penis, apparently.
That's not a
I have a
that kind
dragon.
of. I mean, like
Now
a
that
calcium,
kind of bone?
a calcium kind of a bone.
Yeah, I have dragon
I have a
teeth.
dragon tooth.
Yeah, I have like 5 dragon teeth.
Okay.
I have gutted baby dragons, so they're full of bones
Jesus.
and lots of rotten meat.
Okay.
Leo, no.
Everyone make me a religion check.
I also have a skeleton hand.
Oh, okay.
It's like, you guys ever watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
I have seen the first couple seasons.
A long time ago.
Bone? A what check?
Religion.
Do I still have my modifier for that?
Yes, you are you,
Okay.
except you can't do magic.
So, like,
But-
me in real life.
Oh no.
But what about all the ability points and things that he gets from being a cleric?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's a 10.
Okay.
A 17.
Okay. Leo,
Most religious person in this group.
you get the overwhelming urge to put a bunch of bones on the table. There's like a side table in this room.
Okay, I reach into my bag.
Leo takes his
I
pants
whip
off.
out. I reach into my bag. I whip out the skeletal hand and gently set that down, and then I reach back in. Very disgusted look comes on my face as I pull out the
Slimy,
definitely disgusting.
putrid.
Well,
What,
at this point,
what are you doing,
how long
buddy?
ago was that? Was that a few months ago?
That was
was-
like, I'd say
Yeah.
about a month. About a month.
Okay, how much does a body decompose?
I can answer that.
Well, I
I
guess
can answer that.
there's no
I've had to do
oxygen.
body weight. Yeah, but there's still microbes that are anaerobic. So if you're trying to figure out how much it would rot in a month in a semi-temperate void space, it would be bloated but not yet rotted.
Okay.
Don't ask me why I know that.
No, I trust you. But yeah, it's still,
Sick.
you squeeze it. And it's
Oh,
like,
according to this website, 1 month after death, the body starts to liquefy.
Ugh.
The nails and teeth have already fallen out at this point. So I pull out some very wet dragon bones,
Okay.
wet and stinky ones,
You put them on the table.
and
Go
the
ahead.
dragon dick for good measure.
Okay. You put all that on the table, and the room is filled with the horrible stench. But then, poof! It all turns to dust, and the dust scatters across the table. And you see, as though somebody's drawing with their finger in the dust, it says, tough break, kid. The dick is still there. It fell off the table, by the way.
So my skeleton hand is gone.
Yeah.
I have another one. Don't
My
worry. I have
dragon
another
bones
one.
are gone.
I
Yeah.
have others. Don't worry. I'll give you more bones later.
But I want my skeleton hand. No, it's fine. It means
I
have to
reach into my
hand
pack and
anyway.
hand him my skeleton hand because I do have another one.
Yes.
Don't ask. Dad?
No, comma, unless you want, I guess, question mark, not in that way, ...
Is
And then it writes,
you-
before you can finish, Mercool.
oh Oh my God. Oh, well, not yet. But hey, you have any job openings?
And the dust kind of like vibrates so it settles back into like a clean sheet, and it says, "Yeah, was gonna propose, give you magic on loan for a week. It all clears again. Save Ash. Make decision later. Up to you. I owe you."
Oh my God, you guys. You guys see this too, right? Like this is happening,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You two
yeah,
see,
yeah.
you guys.
My baby dragon!
Okay, cool. Leo is still having a meltdown about his meat melting.
There were 7 of them.
Yeah.
I was going to do things. I forgot about them.
Do not sex the dragon bodies. Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Cool.
Absolutely. How are you? How are things on your end? ...
Hard to say. On a table. Long story.
He's so cute like that. No, you hang up. Whatever you need, I will make sure Ash gets out of there alive, strong, and with all of his woody limbs. ...
Does he know how the contraptions work? Like there's something we gotta turn off? Maybe a little hint there.
He says, ... Don't know about Ash's limbs. Hear his prayers. Things are bad down there.
Well, I will take care of that. I'll take care of him. And then, you and I can work things out. It's been a while since we talked.
Yep. Talking. Pelorians have 2 of my blades. Not happy about that.
Well, just remember, no matter what, at the end of all things, there'll be no more Pelorians.
True.
And you willing, hopefully that's sooner than later, at least for them. Anyway, yeah, do I need to do anything? Like, do I need to, like, paint my armor black or, like, wear a skull on my face or something?
The table clears, only if you want to.
Yeah, fair enough. Leo's owner likes to have flair. I don't think I got that kind of flair. I'm just half fire, so I feel like that's flair enough. So yeah.
I don't do fashion, being a skeleton and all.
Are you still a skeleton? Are you meaty? Are you back to skeleton?
Long story. Soon helped me. Can't... Nice lady. We don't talk much, for obvious reasons. Just can't resist love. People forget love doesn't have to be romantic. Knows
oh my
losing
God,
a champion...
Merkul fell in love with Pelor.
What?
Well, he's talking about love, lost a champion. I think
No.
Merkul.
Soon,
Oh.
Mrs. August knows what I'm going through.
Oh, that's
You're breaking up, what?
door.
Doesn't want to fuck him up with the Maw stuff like Ilmater has with King James, and the Raven Queen has with Zadok. Pulled some strings and helped me become ever so slightly mortal. I've given a little of myself to Stephen and taken most of him. His soul won't heal unless he's alive to heal it.
Hey, you guys.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys. Bailey!
Yeah?
No, we're both talking on top of each other.
Oh no, hold on.
Hello? Yeah.
Hello?
She's out from time to time.
Hello?
Oh,
Hello?
I've returned.
Hi. What was the last thing you heard me say?
Everything that you were saying after he was breaking up, you guys were both talking.
Oh no. Well, Pale, what were you saying?
French just like, yeah, I'm down. I'm down a clown.
Okay.
I'm just happy that he found love.
No. Okay. So he explains. That's it's that soon the goddess of love. People forget love doesn't have to be just romantic, and she misses August And so she knows what losing a champion is like, because she doesn't want to fuck him up with the Maw stuff, so they haven't talked in years. Like, how the Maws fucked up King James with the Mater, and the Raven Queen has fucked up Zadok by, like, talking to them too much. And so Soon pulled some strings for him and helped Merkul become ever so slightly mortal. And in his own words, I've given part of myself to Steven and then taken most of him. His soul won't heal unless he's allowed to heal it, so we're doing it a bit at a time. Me holding on to the damage until he's ready. It will take a long time, but it's the only way.
You take care of your champions better than most gods. I respect that.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Give like a little fist pound to the dust. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I guess I'm just like waiting to see how he's gonna touch me with magic.
Oh yeah.
Oh god.
I'd say right in front of all of you in the middle of this embassy hotel room, the dust kind of like swirls into like a little tiny tornado, and like...
Oh, am I gonna get it inside me?
It like whirls up and touches you and like disappears, and you feel like extremely cold for a second, but like in the refreshing way, like cold water. I hate that.
I'm already sorry to future Bailey and everyone who listens to that.
Ooh, that makes my skin crawl.
Well, that was your mistake having skin.
And so you feel the kind of, darkness into you, and then it kind of fades, and it feels like how Tyr's magic felt inside of you, except for it's just, instead of like the righteousness and the power and it's like a more subdued kind of lying in wait power. Also, I need to send you your new, like, you know how you get, like, oath spells, or like, pact? No, what is it?
Yeah.
I need to send you
the... Domains, yeah.
Yeah. Domain spells.
I'm just gonna take a deep breath and just go. I'm gonna take a step outside and take a deep breath and get real high and just go.
I was just singing that like 30 minutes ago.
So good. I'm just gonna put my hand on each of their, the two of their shoulders and go.
Next time you're gonna have an orgasm, can you warn us so we can get out of the room first?
I'm gonna make sure you guys watch.
Okay.
Merkul's all about finishing things.
Oh my god! It's just the death domain. It's in the Dungeon Master's Guide.
About finishing things.
Hate that.
It's been a week coming up with these jokes. I'm gonna go. I kind of understand Folium. This feels good. Well, I'm going to take a nap because I feel spent. What about you two?
If you're good, there's no reason for us to be in here, especially if you're...
I don't know if I'm still good. We'll find that out later.
And Merkul said that it's just a test drive,
It's a loner.
Yeah.
Don't bring it back too scratched. I got it. Oh. Yeah, I'm just going to be over here making more weird noises.
And like when you cast your spells before, it was like a white light. Now it's like kind of purple.
Ooh. I like that. I'm like ancient medieval royalty.
Rasputin, lover of the Russian queen.
And do you know that actually one of the beliefs of the apocalypse is when the elephants tilt and allow the earth to fall off of the infinite turtles ideas? Yeah, y'all thought I was done with the law facts. I am. I'm doing apocalypse research. We're going down a road.
So, Pale, are you the White Rider?
I mean, Leo's more the whore of Babylon, so I would say that I just might be.
The pale white rider.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. That's
Nice.
Ooh. Just gonna spend all night painting that on the back of my armor really badly.
Just the Punisher skull, but the teeth are crooked.
Oh, with a Gadsden flag on it. Because that makes sense.
Might as well put flames on it and go full Ghost Rider.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh my god. Oh, I have an idea for something later.
Okay, cool. Pale goes to bed. Does anyone else do anything cool tonight?
Oh. Leo?
As I'm leaving Pale's room, well, first, I sneeze really hard. I've been holding that in for a while. There's no dust flying around. And then, as I'm leaving Pale's room, I pull the pincushion chicken out of my bag, pull out the pin, just to remind Pale that
Don't get
things
too
haven't
comfortable.
changed that much. Things haven't changed that much.
You're enjoying your cool new Death Domain vibes, and then there's that fucking chicken.
I just get up out of bed. I put my dagger in my
before you go to
teeth.
sleep.
Yep.
So how does your magic work? Like, do you have a book or anything? Do you have,
Well,
like...
I kind of think about it, and then I say the words, and then I just kind of, and a purple flame appears in my hand, and it just kind of does that.
So all these just straight come from your god. You don't have any, like, preparation? Like, you don't have to put it in a book or anything?
Oh, well, I mean, I have to prepare the spells usually a night or so before. At least the non-basic ones. Some of them I'm kind of, and I point to my hair, like I'm kind of part this. But aside from that, yeah, I do have to prepare my spells the night before.
Okay, so none of these other clerics would have anything written down anywhere, huh?
Well, the wizards would. Sorcerers, that's usually bloodlines. But I mean, some of them it's... Oh, Jesus. I try and kick at it. Some of them kick back. Demon.
Still don't know what that thing is.
It's a chicken that comes to life when you pull a pin out. It's a demon. Some of them, it's like you gotta say stuff. So, I mean, some of them might need books because they can't memorize it. Because they're silly little gooses. But, wizards are a thing, but I think there was only that one. Sorcerers and all that. Their bloodlines, like the Dragonborn, Genasi, Plain Touched, orcs. But yeah, most of them it's just they memorize it in their brains.
Do I need to kill that thing? Like,
It
what's
doesn't
going
die.
on?
It doesn't die. It's like under my bed.
Okay, well, I'll leave you and the chicken alone then.
No. Yeah, as she
I'm gonna
leaves
choke
bed.
this chicken to death. Sorry.
No, that's for after the chicken dies. I'm just sitting there after finishing something else. Again, dagger in my teeth, going full Rambo, just looking for the chicken. And I'm going to end the night by cuddling with the demon chicken as it pecks me.
Okay. Just wrap it in a towel.
Yep.
Okay, great. I'd like choose a hole through it. Yeah. Anyway, so you throw a chicken, Leo.
What was that?
You throw a chicken, Leo.
Yes, and then eventually I will go in there and use Mage Hand to sneak my chicken back out.
Okay. Do you just go to bed after that, or?
Yeah.
Okay. You find on the desk in your room, you see someone scratch something into a banana, and they've laid it on your desk. You can't read what it is yet, though.
Ooh, a banana! I pull Gray out so that he can enjoy this banana with me as soon as we read the message. And what does the message say?
You have to wait for it to turn brown, but eventually you do, and the words, I'll find you, dash, or it's like a, don't worry about meeting up with me, I'll find you, kind of a, I don't know, a shorter way to say that, Gene.
Cool. Good to know. And then I open up the banana and share it with Gray.
Okay.
And I think fondly of Bimbleby Boop.
Aw.
What is dead may never die. Except Bimbleby Boop. He dies every time.
Except he does every time. Within 24 hours, always.
By my hand.
By your hand!
Okay. Carolina, what do you do?
So the rooms where we're staying at, are these other people staying there too, or do they have their own
Yes.
estate?
The people who live here, like the people who are part of the university and the just locals. There are some people staying in like other, high class hotels around the city, but the majority of the like smaller towns people are here. And there are,
Okay.
of course, guards of all types. Most of them have employed adventuring parties to like escort them, because town guards aren't really gonna cut it.
Yeah, so there's like guards outside everybody's rooms and stuff.
Yeah, they're all taking watch. Some of them are sitting, standing.
There's tape on the door. They can tell if you sneak out.
Yeah. No.
So, I mean, I'm just gonna go for a walk and see if I can just listen in to see who's in what rooms or whatever, and see if I hear anything juicy just walking by.
Okay.
Maybe if I find something, I can hop back in later.
Make me 3 perception checks. Or how long do you spend doing this?
Just, I don't know, like 20, 30 minutes unless I find something.
Okay, yeah, make me 3 perception checks. Or what's your fucking passive perception? Because we need to use that instead.
My passive perception is 18.
Okay, yeah. You hear one of the people from like Rivermouth. You may or may not realize that the mayor of Rivermouth is a total like whore, and so they've hired the best of Golgari escorts, and they're having loud sex in that room. But like you can see the guard who's outside just kind of like cringing and like trying to find their happy place. And but then in another room you hear somebody talking about like they're the people from like what's the town called? Stone, because that's a dwarven town. If you guys have forgotten, it's one of my favorite small towns. But you can hear them talking about like what they would do if things go badly. Like they're anticipating something to go down tomorrow, mostly because King Henry's being so uncooperative, and like you hear them talking about like this thing's basically just a fucking trial for them anyway, because every city's uniting to shun them. We're gonna all that, and like they're talking about basically like you probably walk by their table as they're sitting in the hotel bar or whatever, and over here that basically this whole thing was organized to condemn King Henry for helping Donald Dedham. And so like they don't know what's taking so long, and they don't know what to do about what they're gonna do when things go south, basically.
Okay. Ugh. That's juicy. And are they mages? Another dwarf.
They probably have one with them, part of the guards they're with, like highly trusted kind of like lieutenants of the city. There's probably 1 or 2 with them, yeah, like sitting at the table.
Okay. I'll make a mental note of that. Anything else that I hear?
That's probably it. Everyone else is really going to go to bed or whatever.
Okay. I just pulled up to where I'm stopping for the night, and I looked over, and there's a dude sitting in his truck, and he was just dancing.
You gotta
only
vibe, man.
vibes.
Like TikTok, waltz, what are we talking?
She said how sad.
Oh.
I've had those days where I've just gotten in the car and like just done whatever.
Just vibing. I mean, if I'm gonna be dancing, I'm not. Oh, that's a girl. Okay.
Obviously beautiful since he thought she was a man.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I'm 60 feet away. But yeah, I've been vibing in my car, but I don't stop. If I'm dancing, I'm encouraging you to dance with me. We're gonna be in this vibe together.
We're gonna be in this vibe together.
Y'all ever, I saw this post, but I hadn't realized they related to anything so hard before. It's, work ever kick y'all ass so hard you drive the speed limit home with nothing on the radio? Like, just in silence?
Yeah.
I had one job where I did that every day.
Oh.
One job. I only worked there for 2 months. It was great.
It's when I worked at Hawaiian Falls.
Afterwards, hanging out for after that job ended.
Okay, you were at, okay, whatever. You were in Israel having a good ass time with your
I don't want to add
friends
too much context.
on
This
your
is right now.
Jew trip.
Did you just say
I mean, she right, but
I don't know what it's called. And I'm recovering from who knows what. I still believe it's COVID. I don't care what the fucking test says.
You
So
got
my
the
brain
new
is not
shit.
all the way there. All right.
It's the coronavirus
The Fed.
S.
Omicron?
Like how
the
phones do
Fed
it.
is feeling sick.
Well, you know, when cold weather comes to Texas, we all get sick. So
Cool.
I know, but
It's
I've
like
been
80
knocked
degrees.
on my ass. Like, I tried to walk up my stairs to get home today. I could not breathe fully again for an hour.
Jeez.
And, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not in fantastic shape. I am not that out of shape.
Yeah.
Juice dragon.
who's seducing a dragon? What?
Pale. It's gonna finish
Yeah,
that
right,
dragon.
wow.
It's gonna show that dragon in the end.
You and what charisma?
I. Okay. You know what?
The way he's feeling now.
As a Min character,
Okay. Yeah, do y'all do anything else?
Okay. Before I go back to my check on Mr. Denham and the Boy King and see what their mood is.
Okay.
I'm gonna go in and talk to them, just try to listen in, see if see if anything's going on.
Oh, one of the half-giant guards is sitting outside with the equivalent of like a 50 cal rifle that goes on top of a Humvee, just like holding it, like covering the whole door with his body. He's like, "What's up, Carolina?"
What's going on?
Chill.
How's he's got so how's he doing?
Which one?
Where are they both in there?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, how are they doing?
Last I heard, King Henry's practicing a speech, and Donald Denham is having a panic attack.
Of course he is. He's always having a panic attack. I guess when you were making
know.
jeans
What a
that
fucking
tight, he's
nerd.
always yeah. You know, you gotta. We're human, so I mean, I guess we gotta panic, or we're supposed to.
I mean,
I don't know.
I think that's every sentient race, not just humans.
Yeah, but I mean, you're a half giant, right?
Yeah.
If I was a half giant, I'd be stepping on people
Okay.
just
I'm
'cause.
11'5". I could kick you real hard in the chest. I couldn't step on you.
Hey, I mean, I mean, that's just how I would feel, and metaphorically. I don't know that I would actually just step on me. I'd probably be an asshole if I was a half giant.
Well, when you come from a city where, like, 3/4 of all the people are half giants, so... Not 3/4.
Yeah.
3/4 a big town, I should say.
Yeah, think you can let me know if the panic gets out of hand. I'd glad help out.
He probably just needs some whiskey and needs to shut up.
Yeah. And let me know if you get wind of anything, any kind of shenanigans going down.
Oh, yeah. You'll be the first to know when we start screaming and shooting guns.
All right. I mean, I could be here in 2 seconds.
True. No, but I think the me shooting this is going to be signal enough for everybody.
Fair enough. All right.
Blow a hole.
I'll let them get their panic attack and speech prepared. How's he preparing a speech with Donald Denham's annoying voice?
No, Henry's performing.
Yeah, Henry's practicing his speech. How is he practicing his speech with Donald in the room, panicking with his annoying voice?
I think that Henry's using that as, like, a way to keep calm. Like, if he can shut out the noise of Donald, he can shut out the noise of, like, mages yelling at him.
Fair enough. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna head to my room. You have a good night.
Good night. Also, someone is echoing. If you're not using headphones, can you please turn your speaker down, please? Thank you.
Is it me?
And can you please return your tray to the upright tray position?
We've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty.
Oh no. Is it me that was echoing?
I don't know. It's
Yes.
I just
I'm
hear
about to
my
switch
voice.
to my laptop.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe it's my computer, but
Or somebody's got their volume all the way up. I guess it was mine.
It was
I
Caroline.
got headphones on.
oh, okay. No worries.
Alright. Okay, now I'm stopped. I can get my laptop out and I can play the game.
Okay, great. Is that all everyone wants to do?
Yarp.
Yarn. Okay. In the morning, there's, continental breakfast in the lobby, that kind of a thing. Everyone's very tense. King Henry does not come out of his room until it's time to go to the meeting. He arrives fashionably late, 5 minutes after they were supposed to start, just to make sure he doesn't get assassinated. And everyone glares at him, and he doesn't give a single fuck. And he reminds you all, talk shit if you want, 'cause YOLO. But they open with the minutes after making sure everyone is here. Today the subject is how the rebels were armed and who is responsible for starting the violence. And they go on about their, evidence. They talked about how Detective Eli Locke was consulted for this, but they realized that he was led astray, quote unquote, by you all. And so he's, as he has not commented about this, they actually almost seem to avoid him, but they just say he was consulted on this, but then passed it on to another group of adventurers. You may or may not remember that Eli Locke was going to basically, do a Snowden and dump everything he knew on the Golgari government pretty soon. Not yet. But I don't know if you remember that, but that was the thing. So they try to avoid him. They don't know. They just know he didn't report what he found, and so they're suspicious, but not going to press him because they know that he knows that, And so they talk about the supply lines, what they've been investigating, and Henry has not spoken on any subject at all at the meeting at this point. He's just silently voted or taken notes or drawn doodles. Everything short of, drawing a penis in his notebook. And it's not until the representative of the Stone Garden Provisional Government, Raven Johnson, addresses Henry specifically. How did so many Thunderscream firearms and ammunition make it into rebel hands? And Henry speaks, Donald Denham, Mr. Donald Denham ordered and then bought several thousand firearms from us. I did not ask, but assumed it was to arm his towns, as he no longer wanted Blue Shield protection. And she continues, she's like, we found rings of limited warmth being made and sent to Thunderscream en masse, the most requisitioned at once in history. And he was like, they were part of the payment for the weapons. Gilbert Kane handled the exchange of these weapons for money and rings. Are you aware that he was a rebel? I was under the impression that he was a smuggler. Why would they need to be smuggled? I assumed it was because Donald Denham didn't want them getting stolen or put into the wrong hands. Our fine weapons being as sought after as they are. And she's like, well, why would Thunderscream want so many rings? Why would they want anything magical in the first place? As we see benign magic items as mere steps forward in technology, sending stones, healing potions, basic enchantments and armor and weapons. As far as we would want rings of warmth, Mrs. Johnson, it's fucking cold where we live. So, you know. And the other Thunderscream guards, chuckle. You know how, every stereotypical guy chuckles in the back of a bar in every, bar scene? You know,
yeah, Carolina's doing it, too.
Nice. And it's, did Thunderscream have previous knowledge about or have a hand in inciting the rebellion? Our agents learned about it in advance, but did nothing to incite or aid it. We did not support in any contributing way. However, since the previous government was a mageocracy, we were happy that they were overthrown, Thunderscream culture being what it is. And she's like, why didn't you warn the Stone Garden government? It's, You really shouldn't be surprised that Thunderscream would want an anti-magic monarchy ally and 3 other like-minded towns. I don't know why you're so surprised. And she says, and you sheltered them, knowing they were criminals and terrorists. And he's like, deciding on legal action is in the next minutes, if you remember, Miss Johnson. And before you even ask, I do not condone the religious things. I don't, the employment of religious figures in this thing was not in any way our idea. As I have already said, we did not have a hand in the rebellion directly. I have already promised Stephen Puyo asylum and medical care in Thunderscream, purely because I have heard his story and I pity him. He is a severely disabled man who has been abused and brainwashed his entire life. I do not believe he can be held accountable for anything he has done because he is an extremely vulnerable person who has been systematically manipulated because of the will of Pelorians, and then he was killed by a Pelorian, and really you have no one to blame but yourselves. He honestly reminds me of my own father, and I would like to make it known also that I actively deny Merkul as I would any other god, in fact, especially Merkul, despite Stephen, for reasons that should be obvious. And they all are very silent, and look at you all they look at each other what the fuck are we supposed to say to that? Because Henry just said that as if he was ordering a coffee, just dead-faced, nothing. And they're like, well, how the fuck do we refute that? Because he just, the tier people are checking their notes to see how far that could be written as an admission for later in the criminal charges section of the minutes. But do y'all have anything you want to add?
I just had a question first. Is it obvious about I texted you, and I don't know if I should just say it out loud here, but can they tell that I've been imbued?
Oh.
Because otherwise, I'm limping in there, staying near the back, trying to keep my face covered. I am feigning weakness if I can.
Oh.
Can they tell I got a new daddy? I'm walking in there wearing that new dark Gucci, the skull and bone.
Yeah. Do you really have all that on?
No. That's not all the same. I took off my tier symbol, but I want to look like I'm essentially in mourning.
Yeah, you're just wearing plate or whatever. Let me roll something.
Uh-oh. Math rocks, be kind.
No. I'm gonna say they haven't noticed yet. They do, literally all of them have the ability, basically, all the religious types have the ability to sense good and evil, and sense, while lawful evil, Merkul is still classified as evil. Should one of them even...
Tomato.
It's what?
Tomato, you know, evil is a strong word. Who cares?
It's you can be a good person all you want, but you do still want to cause the apocalypse, so... Or not you specifically, but, you know, cool. I don't know what you're...
What am I supposed to do? Just, edge gone? Like, come on.
Edge gone. Yeah. You and Bastion can get along.
So the robot can't... Never mind. I'm not doing that while he's not even here. He's sleeping. I'm not gonna sexualize the robot while he can't even defend himself.
I could look on Discord and see if he's playing a video game right now.
Can you imagine? But no, I'm just
check
sitting in
Steam.
the back, just listening, and just like wherever King Henry is, I'm just back against the wall, just sitting there. If there are benches, I'm on there. If not, crisscross applesauce.
On the floor?
Yep.
Okay. Anybody else?
I might go back and buy Pale and just kind of whisper to him, like, be ready for some shenanigans. I heard some stuff.
I will not simply shenan once. Carolina, you and I shall shenan again.
Oh my god. That's the worst thing I've heard all day.
There will be more. You want me to go back to groaning into the mic?
No, please don't. Okay, yeah, the groaning was the worst thing I've heard all day. That's the second worst, though. I knew, as you said,
like
we're gonna shenan once. I'm like, I know he's gonna say shenan again. I'm gonna fucking lose my mind.
How many gods can Pale go through?
Right.
How many times is Bailey's gonna say, no, you lost another god?
Merkul's, his only flaw is that he fucking hates pun.
Cool's not cool.
Merkul, yeah.
He was pretty Merkul.
Yeah, we can say that he's pretty Merkul again. Okay.
Pretty Merkul.
Yeah, so they basically got everything they needed to know about the discussion on, how the rebels were armed, because Henry just admitted it after they went. He let them go through all the rigmarole of presenting all their evidence, and then he was like, yeah, I did it, so what? So they're kind of annoyed. But they go through if the revolutionaries will face criminal charges, and because of everything else they've gone through about, they don't directly call out King Henry in the topic, but it's almost like they talk about how Donald Denham is like a criminal for inciting terrorism, getting civilians killed, conspiring against the Stone Garden government, which that was a law that you can't do that, because it's, what is it? Not betrayal, treason. There you go. If they can convict them of something else, they can convict them of treason. And
Well, wasn't the Stone Garden government actually being held captive?
to some people, yes. To some people, they were just keeping her kind of on house arrest. Keeping her safe from the masses who would exploit her because of her heritage. Like they weren't doing.
No royal somatic for that.
Oh yeah, when you loan somebody your prince so they don't start wars?
It's like, you ever seen Ella Enchanted?
Yes. Yes, that's that exactly. Yes. There's also Bella at Midnight was a book so good when I read it in 8th grade that I threw it against the wall when I found out there wasn't a sequel. Because it was that good.
Could always be worse, where you find out that the series is getting a sequel, but then it takes 15 years and you're no longer interested.
Which one is that?
Thanks, Emily Rada, House of Scorpion, coming out the sequel like 15 years later.
We don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that. I love in Stephen King has usually some notes in like the beginning or ends of his books. He talks about how like somebody wrote to him saying they were dying of cancer, and that all they wanted was to know how the Dark Tower ended, and he was devastated himself because he didn't even know how it was going to end.
It got weird.
Yeah, they're good books. I read them in 2 weeks, the whole series.
Didn't Jedi show up at one point?
I don't remember, but I read the whole series in 2 weeks, and because I had to finish it before my 19th birthday.
The movie was the best part of that whole series.
I mean, yeah, everyone hated it, but I thought it slapped, so they can suck it.
It was fun, and then I read the books like, this is totally different. And they put 5 books in one movie.
Well, listen.
We're still waiting on Game of Thrones books.
The ending was so good for Game of Thrones.
Whatever. Okay. Sorry.
High five yourself in the face.
Yeah.
I still have not witnessed that show, and everyone says it's horrible, and they're all mad about it, so I'm just going to continue not to watch it.
The show itself is great. The final season, what the fuck?
Yeah, see, I could avoid all that disappointment and heartache by just not watching it. So, they get through will they face charges, and there is a resounding yes. And so, would there be anything that you guys would say to that? Like, they're planning on going and finding every revolutionary and arresting them, and they know a lot of the important players due to having mind-read Ash and Gilbert, and they note how excited they are that they know where Kashyyyk, the underground city that Ash used to run, of like just a city of Merculians, they know where it is, and they know the Merculians are packing up and running, but they're planning to cut them off at the pass and kill them all before they can escape. Like, they're sending troops actively to go clear out Kashyyyk.
That's fucked up.
I'm gonna try and just make my way over to Gorgnall.
He's still there.
I'm just gonna make my way over to him. I'm just gonna ask him, is there a temple nearby? I want to try praying.
He looks at you, like, really sad. Like, he's still devastated. And he's like, of course there is.
You can just let me know how to get there. I don't want to interrupt. I'll go. You can just stay here.
Yeah, it's down one level on the northeast side.
Thank you. Do I still have, like, the same spells that I would usually have?
You have all the same spells except for you just said it. It's not Pact, it's not Oath.
Domain.
Your domain spells are different.
Got it. Yeah, I'm just gonna toss a little, the cutest little, what is it called? Is it, message or sending over to, Carolina. I'm gonna go make some ruckus. I'll be back in a little bit. Tell me if anything gets a little weird.
Ruckus?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna go head over to the, near the temple.
The Tyr Temple?
Yeah.
Okay. Carolina, Leo? Anything to add, as they're basically saying they're going to arrest you?
Yes, I do have something to add. So, what y'all did, what the mages did with the previous government, that revolution was acceptable, but any further ones are not. Is that what I'm hearing?
The one before was against a tyrannical family that had ruled there for 6,000 years with the city under a, let me say, iron thumb.
And this one was a city under an iron thumb, but being run by people who were so much more powerful than anyone else that no one could even fight back.
I would argue that a single royal family, the Stonehammers, having held that position for, as I said, 6,000 years, having more arrests, more executions, more deaths due to poverty and accidents in the last 10 years they ruled, rather than the last 10 years that the Magiocracy ruled there. The democratic Magiocracy, might I add. Yes, I would argue that they're much better than the Stonehammers were, which is why the people were also mostly leading that revolution. They were leading it to free themselves from a tyrannical government. This one was motivated by a single man using an obscene amount of propaganda and foreign weapons to incite a crowd through secrecy to destroy something that was flawed, as every government is, but not nearly as bad as what they were in the first time.
So you're punishing all of the people who were manipulated by Donald Denham, not just Donald Denham.
The active players who
were manipulated by Donald Denham through lots of propaganda. You said it was a single man.
Ian looks at you.
Those are your words.
He looks at you like, ugh. This isn't. It's the. What is it? President, what's his face from the university representing the Golbery government is the one you're talking to, and who's, a mage, and he says, no, not one man. The people who worked independently to help him, the people who weren't wool pulled over their eyes, they were riding with it to make a profit. The people who, employed death cultists to murder even more folks.
I don't remember that the death cultists were promised any money, so I don't believe that you could call them employed.
They were promised influence.
Were they, though?
That's what they gained. That's why they came. They got Stephen Puyo back, and as I've heard, in the just celestial radio chatter, he's alive, though we do not know his location at the moment, and we will learn it. The Merculians have recruited people to be part of their flock. The flock of the apocalypse.
They were doing that way before the revolution. What does that have to do with anything?
Because they came and did it here.
They've been doing that.
Yes, and it was illegal then, too.
So you punish those crimes. What else are you talking about?
Okay. Gilbert Kane, your father. Even before...
Wait. Do I look like Leo?
They know that you're Leo.
They know that I'm Leo.
Because they read your father's mind and know every single crevice of his life and feelings, and they know that you can shapeshift, and they know who you're traveling with, and yeah, they know it's you. But they're like, even if we weren't arresting him for treason, we'd be arresting him for other things. Every main figure that we're after has not just committed crimes in... That's another difference between the rebellion against the Stonehammers and the rebellion against the modern Stone Garden, is that the against the Stonehammer revolution, they were upstanding people who had good reason, and this one is organized by criminals. So, yes, there is a stark difference and a stark problem in that when criminals organize to take over an entire city for their own gains, I might add. Gilbert Kane himself, by being middleman, made about 1 million gold, which is a lot. I can assure you. So you can imagine the amount of money exchanged and the backers that were certainly anyone of good standing when approached by Donald Denham for funding, and he glances over at Henry but does not make eye contact. The rings of warmth provided, the magic needed to make those, the massive scale of what needed to happen required a lot of organization. And we intend to find out more of this upon investigating Donald Denham's mind and proceeding from there. We've already, well, not already, but we will have subpoenas from a multitude of upstanding judges to ensure we get what information we need to ensure that the correct people are prosecuted for this.
Are you aware, my lord, that memories...
I'm not
can
a
be
lord, I am the
altered?
president of the university.
Are you aware, Mr. President, that memories can be altered with quite easy spells that mages do often possess? How do you call this a fair trial when the people that you're going against, the very ones who have risen up against mages, are now being investigated by mages?
Leo, it was not anything you say is not going to make a difference. They came in here. This whole meeting was just to get rid of Donald Denham and anyone who they feel is his accomplice.
I see. Yes, that makes sense because, obviously none of this should be admissible in a court of law. Since you can alter the memories and you're calling that evidence, that's not evidence. Memories can be changed. Memories are changed, overwritten every single time you think about them. This is a farce. You should be embarrassed.
That is exactly the kind of rhetoric I would expect from a backwoods anti-magic society.
I'm not anti-magic, bitch. I'm a bard. You are corrupt as fuck. That's what I'm saying.
You will be held in contempt of this court if you keep up that kind of language.
You want
I'm
to come
sorry.
say that's my case?
But maybe I am in contempt of court. This is pretty contemptible if you ask me. You seem pretty contemptible. At the very least.
Mr. Leo Zarin, not to offend you, dear King Henry, but you need to hold back your entourage. And Henry's like, they're not guarding me, they're guarding Mr. Donald Denham. And so the president, it looks like it's painful to him. He acknowledges Donald Denham and he says, please rear in your guards or they will be made to leave.
Joke's on them, I already left.
You did. Make a perception check.
What do my elf eyes see? Not much.
Okay.
That's a 5.
No, okay. So, they have a few more points, smug, that you are holding your tongues, and they eventually come to the conclusion that they will arrest whoever they need to and will hold court proceedings within the next year as they arrest those people. And literally guards, stand up and start to move toward Donald, but Henry stands. There is no one going to be arrested today. And the Polarian champion-to-be is like, no? No, it's, and I will tell you the reason. You're claiming diplomatic immunity. No, Thunderscram is declaring war.
What is it good for?
And, Pale, as you're walking through the city, you can hear Henry speak. Y'all may or may not have noticed this, but Golgari has an alarm system, for hurricanes and stuff. And for some reason, you can hear King Henry's voice blasting around, and so can everyone else in town. And they pause to look up at the stones of loud speech that have been attached to the poles. It's a creative name, Stones of Loud Speech, but, it says, we are declaring war for almost the exact same reasons that the people of Stone Garden staged their revolution. We are the sleeping giant of the North, and we will not ignore the suffering of our fellow Macadians under magical and theoretic tyranny for a moment longer. You name yourself the most benevolent people on Earth, chosen by your virtue and appointed by gods, and yet you let your people die of starvation and disease when you could literally heal them with a touch and create food and water with a thought. I will confess, I have not seen a beggar in real life till I came here. This fine city with its white walls and golden spires and temples has more people starving to death every year than the population of every town we passed through after Nagamesh to get here combined. Poverty as a reason of death. More wealth went into building the single council hall than we have had in the Thunderscrum treasury the day that I departed for here. Thousands of people, thousands of years, starving to death in your city. No life is worth more than another, not a goblin's, not a god's, not even my own. In fact, I confidently declare that gods kill more people than they help, and that's not because they need to, it's because you and these other bastards let them. What if we all got along instead of crusading? What if all sentient races, and I don't just mean men and dwarves and elves, I mean orcs and goblins and ogres and hell dragons, if they want to be part of society, if they can abide by laws and speak a language, then why don't we let them in? Harpies don't kill because they're evil. Bugbears don't hate people because they're monsters. They're monsters because we made them that way. We said they can't be in the club, and so they learned to hate because we pushed them away. And I know you're thinking, Thunderscrum hasn't recognized giants as people, and that's because we don't fucking have to, because they already were people. Thunderscrum, my ancestors have been evil and sick bastards, but my father turned our entire country around in 5 years, and that was with everyone in power against him. We, people, society, have made enemies because then it was easier to keep everyone else afraid and hiding behind our shields of stolen power. If my people would dethrone me, then they should be able to. If I'm so awful that they rise against me, then it'd be worth it. But your people cannot overthrow you. A farmer cannot hope to fight a god, much less the power of several combined. A farmer cannot fight increased taxes that will go to building a temple for a god he does not even worship, because a tenured wizard at a university he could never dream of attending can cast Meteor Swarm and murder his entire family with a thought. You rise because thousands you subjugate beneath you. You're nothing when they rise to replace you. A farmer can't cast Fireball, but they can load a gun. They can carry a club and they can raise a blade. You can kill thousands with a thought, but thousands more will eventually kill you, and you're scared of that. But do you even realize why that scares you? Because you stewards of this city don't serve the people. You serve yourselves. And if you did serve them, they wouldn't want to rise against you in the first place. And though it may take this entire continent working as one to get this job done, the tyranny of magic ends today. And there's silence in the courtroom. And one of King Henry's guards, who's been, chewing snuff, spits it on the floor, leaves a cool brown stain. And the champion of Pelor to be, he kind of clasps his hands and he's like, why shouldn't we just kill you? You declared war in person, sir. All we have to do is kill you now. And Henry says, killing me won't stop Thunderscrum. They won't even pause to bury me. It is unlikely I will live through the war to start with, and I do not intend to kill every magic user. I don't even want to imprison them. I just want to impose laws that regulate the use of magic and hold magic users accountable, to limit their employee in armies, to criminalize spells and take away other people's consent. For example, suggestion is ruled under the same sentencing as rape in Thunderscrum. We do not intend to take away people's rights to who they want to worship. In fact, I just want to outlaw crusades, inquisitions, and preventing people who are simply rude to clerics from being banished to hell. My goals are simple, I assure you, and to be clear, people with innate magic abilities and genocide would be a horrible tragedy that I will not consider, and I wish people to hold hands. After all, causing damage to infrastructure and salting fields will only hurt the people we're helping. So you truly do want me to survive and lead our armies here, because upon my death I will leave a country under new management, and I assure you, they will not be forgiving as I will be. At this moment, Pale, you've been able to see, people are, like as those words fade, people are starting to look at each other, like what do we do? And you see from a nearby, the swamp, you see a flock of wyverns, like 20 of them, flying over the city, and you guys in the chamber, you hear the roar and scream of wyverns as their riders are just dumping pamphlets of propaganda out of bags over the whole city. kind of wheel around and fly around, and in the courtroom you hear guards from outside run in like, "There's a riot! The entire city!" And Henry's like, "You may also realize now that Thunderscram's anti-magic team has hijacked your alarm system and broadcasted the last 10 minutes of this meeting throughout your entire district, and it seems that they agree with me." And
let's start a riot.
yeah, and the champion to be, whatever his name is, because I don't remember, he warns, "Thunderscram will be smited until it resembles the original crater that formed it." And Henry replies, "Yeah, that's the free and just government we all know and love." And he turns to you all and makes like a let's roll motion, and they leave the Grand Council chamber before anyone gets the idea to kill them, and run together. I'll give a moment. Pale, do you actually reach the Tier Temple, or...
Yeah, my plan was to get there and then to do some shenanigans, but after I hear that, I'm like, I'm going to listen to the end of the speech, wait until it goes, and then I'm going to bolt back because, oh my new god.
Mission mischief managed.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I was going to go and try and steal some things. I'm not going to do that now. I'm going to go make sure my boy king doesn't get murdered.
Yeah. As soon as they get outside, everyone in the Thunderscram crew kind of just starts running because like, oh shit. Like, let's hope they don't, we threatened them and we made our point.
$6 million man music. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, and you might catch up with them, Pale, because there's a bunch of half giants and they're pretty hard to miss. But if you all go with them, Leo and Carolina, they run into an Almader temple, and a priest ushers them down into a basement, and you guys go down a long spiral staircase. It takes 30 minutes to get to the bottom. And when you do, you realize you're in the underground part of the anthill, and this is their escape plan to not get murdered on the way up. And you can even hear every now and then there's a shudder in the building, or in the grand structure that is Golgari, and it's kind of hollow, like an anthill. There might be some stuff going on, places, some mayhem, some things that are happening, and
stuff be occurring.
Yeah, and Henry vomits blood on the ground, and he looks at you guys and then he says, "I understand you have a prison to break into."
Yup, and get snap my fingers and just show purple flame. We've got some help back. Boys, should we get the kid?
Kid?
Yeah.
Not you, don't worry, Boy King. Different kid. Hey, yo, knife here. You gonna call her, or should, Carolina?
He said she'd find me in a banana.
What? Why are you the what? You know what? One day all this will end, and I still feel like I'll have to deal with you.
That's the funniest out of context thing to imagine somebody saying. Just imagine you're like, "Yo, where's Jim?"
You're in the middle of a civil war breaking out, the second one in a few months. And it's just, yeah, she'll find me in a banana. Okay.
Hopefully I get to be a part of this one.
Yeah. Well, who knows who we'll find at the end of this. Maybe we'll adopt. We'll adopt
the president. I'm cutting his throat out.
What'd you say, Darian?
Said if I find that president, I'm cutting his throat out.
Okay.
I'll keep some of his bones.
Magic in.
Well, let's go get to that. Hey, Henry, Boy King.
Yeah.
You said that your magic users disrupted the sound system. Did you guys possibly get the grid thing too that powers the anti-magic fields?
Oh. You know that green ball August's been working on?
I really don't pay attention to him. I'm usually paying attention to the tall, skinny guy in short shorts.
Oh, Garfield. And he shudders. Yeah, so, a cool story. That green ball. You know what the anti-magic spell is? Or what is it?
Yes.
Anti-magic field.
I totally do.
Okay, it turns off magic in a radius. So for like 30 minutes, that ball August has, we designed it to hang it over Thunderstorm to make like an emergency. No magic is gonna work inside and can't get in or out or whatever. And August can power it for 3 hours if he uses all of his magic. And Dad can do it indefinitely, but I don't want him to be like a battery, so we're gonna find something else to power it. But August's gonna chill with it for like an hour. And...
But how do we turn it off? How do we do the reverse of that?
No. The power, whatever, to the city.
Oh, so you turned off the magic with an anti-magic magic. That... Okay, well,
Yeah.
Let's go free. Leo's possibly bi-curious dad and my best friend.
Yeah, you do that. If you need help, call August. He might be able to help. I don't know. He's busy.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Yeah?
You were going to kill this dude, and now he's your best friend.
People change.
Yep.
That was like a week ago. Oh, by the way, just a heads up, because I feel like things might get hairy, I grab out 2 arrows and go to hand one to Leo and one to Carolina.
And what are these for?
If you die, then you don't. The tips from that old that other guy. Right? X's. But the tips have been imbued with Death Ward. Yeah, they both have Death Ward. So if you guys die, then you just don't. Just keep them on your person. Okay. Good. Let's go.
Work in my quiver.
Well, I mean, for it to work, you have to like think of the spell for it to go. So if you die, just don't. Or someone else is gonna die. Tell them just to think of not dying and then shoot them.
I think Death Ward lasts for like 8 hours, right? So if you're about to die, just use it then, and then when you do, you won't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just don't. The Just Say No campaigns to go for drugs or death, don't. I was gonna do a whole Trixie Doo thing of murdering Ash, but now I don't have to. So there you go.
Henry's gonna tell y'all, hey, if you come out of Thunderstorm, or if you don't, I owe you like a shitload of money for escorting us or whatever, so I'll pay you or your next of kin if you survive. Either way, Thunderstorm will avenge you. Good luck with the Mercool thing, I guess. Bye! And they sprint down another tunnel.
Leo's been an escort before. He's used to being paid like that. Toodles!
I salute.
Yeah, and Donald goes with them.
What's the range on a mage? The rifle, was it the Mage Hunter?
Look real quick. Why is that? Okay, I copied and pasted a bunch of gun stats on this piece of paper, and I don't have those.
I can't tell if it's 100 feet or 100 yards. I have it as 100.
It's gonna be feet. I don't use yards. What kind of?
Is it meters? I'm just gonna go and try and shoot near Donnie's foot.
My echo will immediately pop out in front of your Mage Hunter.
You are such a Glock block.
Yep.
Bro!
I'll put the gun away.
Shoot through the echo.
I feel badly.
Okay. Miss and hit Henry like right in the throat.
Oh, not again. I'll kill the Boy King when I'm ready.
Okay, great. When Henry is gone, you may turn around or you hear it, but there's like a... You know when they... Like every cartoon when plants grow really fast, the... Like crinkly, crackly. There's like a fuck ton of like red slimy moss goes through the wall, and then Jean, in 12-year-old girl form, kind of falls through like, ah! I'm here, guys!
Oh, hey, the 12-year-old's here.
I'm 24!
No, you're not.
It's not a banana.
Yeah, no, Leah, that's not a banana. She came here in moss. She said she'd be here in a banana.
She told me that she would be here in a banana.
She's not here in a banana.
You lied.
She used the banana to tell me she would be here.
She was in the banana as she told you?
It was written on the banana.
Leah, you're not making sense. All right.
I like to do that to leave cryptic messages, like people think you know their secrets.
Oh my god,
And
you
then it
two would be
appears on
such
the
good
banana?
friends. You're not allowed to talk to Leo anymore. He will be a bad influence on you or a very good one, and I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure if the world's ready for that.
And she pulls out a map. And she's like, alright guys, let's go. And leads you down the correct tunnels. We can probably do the first one today.
The world's not ready for us.
I'm just going to lean over to Caroline and say, do you think I should tell her that I'm kind of seeing the same guy as her dad?
Oh,
I feel like that might get awkward. Yeah, we'll burn that bridge when we get to it.
yeah, yeah. Let that come up on its own.
Yeah.
But you're running through the tunnels, and Jean is like showing you her map of like where you're supposed to go. Do you see my cool thing that we have happening here?
Merkel?
See, dead guys.
Yeah, you down the long tunnel that like breaks off and branches off, and you like see some like homeless people who are like ducking their heads out, like what's going on? Or I guess they have a home. They live here, a shitty home, but you know still. But you come to where you can hear shouting and fighting, and like you see spells lighting up the tunnel, and people screaming in agony. Let me pull up something really quick. Or what do you guys do when you hear kind of that?
That's awkward.
Pale, hold me up.
But you or your echo? I feel like the echo might be easier.
Hold me up.
Okay.
Don't let me fall. And I project myself into the echo, and I go down the hall.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you see what you'll hear before you. Make me a medicine check.
Just a ton of Sudafed.
Medicine is a +0. It's a whole bunch of knobs.
Okay. You feel like your skin feels... Or is it you or the echo?
It's the echo.
Okay. Can you feel things through your echo?
No.
Okay. As soon as your echo gets to like the very edge of this kind of blue aura, it disappears as it takes damage.
Oh, and I get pushed back into my body.
I gotcha. What'd you see?
I don't know. Ran into somewhere and I got shunted back. So
That's gotta be a good sign.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's an anti-magic field.
It took damage, not
I'm stupid.
oh.
I'm just gonna walk over and say, hey, Leo.
To be fair, there's only been one time when I haven't been able to use my echo
Oh, true.
in an anti-magic field.
Hey, Leo.
Yes.
That's an anti-magic field, but Gray is a fae. Can you have him go into that and see what happens?
No, I don't think so.
He should be able to pass through it fine.
No, I think not. Like, that sounds dangerous.
I'm gonna push Leo in. Nah, I'm gonna stick my hand in. Just see what happens with my hand.
Okay, you run up there?
Non-dominant hand. Yeah.
Okay. Make me a perception check.
Well, until I get a little tingle. I'm trying to just
Let me
get
go
a
with-
tingle in. That is a 13.
Okay. You see that these orange things here that are like attacking people and like starting to set these corpses on fire, it's like some kind of holy thing. It's like, it's not a fire elemental, but it's that's what it reminds you of. And as you get close to the blue kind of aura, you feel like your face is kind of burning. Make me a medicine check.
That's weird. This is new. First I feel cold for the first time, then I feel empty, and now I feel hot. What a week.
What a wacky.
That's an what a Freaky Friday. That's an 8.
An 8. Okay. Yeah, your face just feels really hot. Take 1 damage.
Y'all, this feels like some Pelorian tomfoolery.
You also see there's a huge pipe here that's like pumping maybe water into like a big circle, and there's like a glowing rock in the center.
Oh.
And there's you
Hey,
see
Leo.
these are gates here that you can't enter, but they're marked A and then B, and there's other things here, and you can hear fighting down more hallways.
I throw a grenade.
Well, no, not yet. So the air is kind of spicy here.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
suggest-
You taste metal.
Reminds me of no. So I recommend, not gonna make a Bastion joke. I recommend that we just kind of run through and out here. Do I see down A? Do I see that?
The stairway? Yeah, you see the start of the stairway.
Yeah, I say, listen, let's go over here. Y'all go ahead of me, because if one of these little fire things, they look kind of like my dad. If they get a little too crazy, then I will slap them with a gun. So kind of like, go, 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 down A, going down the hole.
You can't. There's a gate there.
Oh.
It's locked.
Can I kick it?
I will run up to the first thing.
The fire thing? Okay, everyone roll me initiative.
Oh, no way, there's gonna be fighting.
Oh, that'll be a 22.
Nice.
Jeez. I didn't realize I was rolling so poorly today. I thought I was doing well.
And then... Or what did you get, Pale? A 16, sorry.
Yarp.
Let me roll for these things.
You don't have to.
Yeah, you need.
Pale got a new god and immediately dies.
And Okay, Carolina, you're up first. These things, moving fire, you can try to figure out what it is if you like, but it's like fire and it's running towards you. Or actually, everyone make me either a history or arcana check, whichever you're better at.
That's a 10.
13 for Pale. What about you, Leo?
I would like to make a passive investigation to see if there's any weaknesses,
Okay,
like a mechanism or something.
A 12.
a 12. Ooh, wonderful. You can see that it's not alive. This is some kind of a... Yeah, it's not alive. So think of things that can happen to things that are alive. That cannot happen to this thing. It can be destroyed, however. Yeah. You figure that non-magical things will not do the job as quickly, at least.
I take my great axe.
Okay, great.
It is magical.
Okay,
It's a 27 to hit.
that hits.
14 damage.
Okay, yeah, with one swing of your great axe, you slam dunk this thing. You realize there's some kind of like cogs and gears in here. Pale, do you want to make a perception check?
Sure.
I said, hey guys, they can be killed.
Okay. Pale, you realize as this thing smashes apart from Carolina's great axe, you see the runes that are commonly associated with burning hands.
That's not my dad at all. That's just his hands, which were never wrapped around me because he didn't love me.
God! Okay. You doing anything else, Carolina? This one is gone. Which one did you run through? This one here? Yeah, okay, so it's gone.
I don't think I have enough movement, and I can't produce my echo because it'll disappear.
Okay. Yeah, also, Carolina, take 1 point of damage. Oh, I don't have your sprites on here. It's okay. We'll only be throwing it. But,
I will move as close as I can to this one.
Do you have our 7-Ups?
yeah, you take 1 damage, Carolina.
Actually, what I
Yep.
will do is, not knowing that it has to be a magic item, I'll just reach in my quiver and throw a javelin at it.
Okay.
26.
Hits.
Jeez.
6 damage.
Okay, you hit it and it dents the surface. Barely anything happens. Except with Leo.
I would like to cast Eldritch Blast and blast these motherfuckers.
Okay.
So that's just a roll to hit, yeah?
Yeah.
Or roll damage, yeah? Roll 2.
Eldritch Blast, you still roll to hit.
Okay, and I get a +7 because I'm a badass. Dirty 20.
Nice. Do you roll for each bolt? Because you get 2 now, right?
I get 2 beams at 5th level, but I have this spell because I'm a warlock, and I'm only a 2nd level warlock. So how does that work?
It's your character level, not your class level.
Oh, I see. Okay, that makes things easier. Then yes, I do indeed have 2 beams, and I will roll for the second. My apologies.
It's okay.
Bam-a-lamb. That'll be 11.
That is a miss on the second one.
I believe that. Okay, so the first one to hit is a 1d10 10 points of damage.
Okay, you kill the second one over here. And were you staying back in the hallway over here? The one you came down? The one with the green arrow?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I imagine you probably missed this one because you did like shoot over the pipe or something. But anyway, Pale, what do you do?
I'm gonna, just guiding bolt the gate.
This last one?
No, the gate.
Oh, nothing happens. It's
Dadgummit.
it's not even a magical gate. It's just it. Actually,
Sturdy.
do you want to investigate the gate?
Yep, I'm gonna investigate.
Okay.
Boo!
I have been freed from my tier prison. It's, apparently, Merkul really doesn't like puns.
Don't piss off the new god already. You're only on borrowed time.
I almost killed his high priest in front of him. He's into it.
He has a point.
Yeah, no, it's a sin.
Okay. Yeah.
Somebody tell me what this blue thing is?
I think it's a nuclear
Yep.
reactor.
Also, everyone who's in the zone, you can taste metal and your skin burns. You look like you have a sunburn already. Even Pale, you're turning purple.
It's just me, I think.
This gate is exceptionally hot.
Ow.
Yeah,
Spicy.
spicy. Indeed. Let me see. And then it's the... Are you doing anything else, Pale? You can do a bonus action if you have one.
Yeah. I'm trying to do... So the spells I have will just be the ones that came sort of under feed, or just like the general, most of like the cleric spells.
Oh, what?
With the spells, like if I were to hypothetically, actually no, I'm just gonna flip off the other guy, but this time because I'm no longer under tier, double-handed.
Nice. Okay. The little guy is going to... Let me see. It can only move 25, so...
Square up, you fiery bastard.
20, 25. It can only get to here, but it has a kind of a ranged thing.
Looking for a Tilly?
Pale, make me a
Donnybrook.
make me a dex save.
Oh no, it is looking for a Tilly in the Donnybrook. Oh no, that's a 3.
A 3. Great.
Right.
You take 15 damage.
I don't know where I am, so I don't know if it passed me or not.
You're probably like right here, I guess. If you hit it with your great axe and then threw a javelin over here.
Yeah.
That is a spicy robot.
Yeah. Because it basically just casts the Burning Hand spell on you.
Oh wait, was it fire?
Yes. Oh, you're resistant. Okay,
I
yeah.
think I am. Let me double check. I should be.
I think that's a Genasi thing, yeah.
Listen, should be. Well, you've seen my character. You've seen my character.
And in the meantime,
Okay, I am. So that's what, half?
in the meantime, you can feel that, like, you feel like your magic come, like it blinks, and then blinks again. And then you realize that, like, things are starting to crumble around you, and we may know it as a nuclear reactor, it does not turn off. It's not magical. This is like a science thing. But you feel the magic come and go, but you feel like a deep rumbling, and then it stops. I'll go ahead and tell you now. August realizes at that moment that they can't use this here if they want to keep the city intact, because most of the city's support structures are indeed magical. So if he uses the device, the anti-magic device, he will destroy the city. You know how, like, Tesla did that earthquake machine thing?
Yeah.
He realizes he just made one of those, and so he stops using it. But Jean, you see, yeah, she uses control water to pick up this glowing rock. It's more like just like a ball of a shiny metal that's been placed in here, and she picks it up and then shoots it through this pipe back the way it came. So you don't know where it is, but the blue kind of fades, and you may hear other rumbling and tumbling, as the pumps in the city and the other infrastructure things that rely on this kind of power, they churn to a stop, and everything's kind of dead quiet around you, except for the screams of panic as the lights go out. And it was an electric light, but yeah, I don't know how this works. Just, it's a nuclear reactor because it makes radiation poisoning, and I saw the Chernobyl documentary a few months ago, and so, anyway, but, but, Jean has forced it back, and then as soon as it's gone, you hear massive machines all over town just kind of chug to a stop. And Jean also seems to chug to a stop, even as she's using the control water spell to shove this piece of uranium wherever it's going to go. She kind of holds, it's a helm of teleportation, and she kind of holds it and says, "They're going to kill him! They're going to kill him!" And she looks at you and says, "Here's the map! I have to go!" And she teleports without you to wherever she's going. It seems a lot of teenagers with the Merculians have a history of teleporting and leaving you guys places, but she's gone.
Well,
and you
so
take
who here knows how to read a map?
yeah, the let's just say the little fire guy's gone, but you have
clubbing.
yeah. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 ways you could go in this place. And if you take the time to look at these gates, you realize they need very, very, very specific keys to open. So the point of this is you have to find the keys, go to the doors, and
Dadgummit, it's like a Metroid game. It's Metroidvania.
Certain bodies.
yeah, there are bodies of prisoners all around you. You realize that, like, when the news of we're declaring war, this is a prison riot. There are dead guards, dead prisoners, you know, blood everywhere. There are even, like, people still fighting down hallways.
Well, dang.
The reactor room is kind of a last checkpoint to ensure no one escapes. Like, you'll die if you go in there, dumbass. Stay in prison. What was that, Carolina? I'm sorry.
Said I'm gonna check everybody.
Okay. The guards have, like, basic armor, probably half plates, just standard shields and stuff. A few of them are clerics. You could find, like, some money on them, but they're, like, kind of standard employees of this dungeon. Other than, like, weapons and personal effects, no one really has anything valuable on them.
No keys?
Nope. Or you find some mundane keys, like, you know, their house keys. But that's
I tried them.
They do not work. It's like, you know, like, imagine a lock, but it has like 6 holes and, like, a central thing. Like, you couldn't pick this if you had 8 arms.
My intelligence is a 9.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and, yeah, I'm just gonna go and say, well, looks like we're gonna have to go a different way to get back this way, to go through there, to go there. So, what do you say that we split up? We all go a different way.
Max at 8.
What could possibly go wrong? We all have gods on our side that have not abandoned us yet.
You probably hear down one of the hallways, "Yo, the reactor's off! Go, everybody, go, go!" And, like, a bunch of prisoners, like, run up the way you came, like, barely even noticing you.
Let's go the way they're going. It seems like there are probably a lot of dead guards over there.
We just came from that way.
No, they're running back the way you came, coming out of this tunnel. But there's
Let's go
fighting
down.
down every tunnel, and, like, shouts and magic spells flying, and...
Alright, well, they seem to have got the upper hand over here, so let's go.
Yeah, let's go just pick the dead bodies.
Okay. We'll start going down that corridor. Let me put an X here to remember it, but we'll start that next time. This is like a 4-game dungeon, y'all. This is Revolution Part 2, like that kind of a scale of
Electric Boogaloo.
Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
Jinx.
Yeah.
Hey now,
Bunch of nerds.
don't judge me.
Yeah, a bunch of nerds, says the...
I don't know what you mean. I don't even know what Dungeons & Dragons is.
I'm still sensitive to this. I'm brand new.
Well, Leo's the only nerd here.
That's probably true,
Are
yeah.
y'all drawing on the...
No.
Uh-huh. What are we drawing? What's the gold thing? I can't tell.
That was supposed to be a smiley face. I just couldn't get the... I was on a shape instead of freehand. Listen, I was trying to draw something crude. You would have no idea. I would hide it
Penis?
somewhere. I would never.
Yeah.
I'm a good-hearted Christian.
Like just sat in the corner like, oh yeah, leaving his religion.
Yeah, you are. You're leaving too.
Oh my god. There I am in the spotlight, losing my religion.
Okay. Well, I'll see y'all
Gets any
next week.
dumber. Au revoir.
Bye.
Bye. Hey, it's your DM, Bailey Ford. I would like to thank our regular players, Charlotte, Matt, Darian, and Ian, Hip for our cover art, and Tabletop Audio for our background music. You can find us on Twitter at @Illithids, and thank you especially for listening.